Ever find yourself scrolling through Instagram Reels and, like, an hour later you realize you've just been watching challenge after challenge?
Oh, absolutely. A dance, some weird transition, a funny skit, they just pull you in.
It's wild how they explode, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you think about, what, over 2 billion people active on Instagram potentially seeing this stuff?
It's a massive audience.
Speaking of getting seen, if you're looking to maybe give your own profiles a boost, I came across rapidboost.net. Seems like a potential resource there.
Interesting.
But yeah, today we're moving beyond just watching. We're actually going to dive deep into how these viral Instagram Reel challenges actually work.
Exactly. We've got this really interesting guide, Instagram Reel Challenges, how to create your own trend. And it's not just scratching the surface.
Right.
Think of it more like uncovering the code behind viral content. It's often less about sheer luck than you might think. There are actual principles involved.
Yeah, and for you listening, someone who likes to get up to speed on things quickly and really understand them, figuring out how this viral machine works, well, that's pretty valuable.
Definitely. Whether it's for a project, your brand, or maybe you're just curious about, what makes things tick online.
So what's the plan for this deep dive?
Okay, so we're going to break down the sort of power and the psychology driving these challenges. Why do we even join in?
Makes sense.
Then we'll dissect the key bits. What do the really successful ones have in common? After that, we get practical. A step-by-step on how you could actually create one yourself.
Ooh.
And finally, we'll look at some tools and tactics to help amplify its reach. Basically, the goal is you walk away understanding these trends and maybe, just maybe, feeling like you could start the next big thing.
All right, let's do it. So first things first.
Yeah.
Why are Reels, and specifically these challenges, such a big deal on Instagram right now? This guide really emphasizes their impact.
Yeah, the first thing that jumps out is the engagement. The guide highlights that Reels often get, like, double the engagement compared to regular Instagram posts.
Double, wow.
Yeah, it's a huge difference in how people are actually interacting. And here's the kicker. The algorithm means it's not just your existing followers who see it. Anyone, theoretically, could go viral.
That's the dream, isn't it? That level playing field idea. And these challenges, they seem to pour fuel on that fire.
Precisely. Because challenges are, well, inherently participatory. Every single person who joins in, puts their own spin on it, they actually expand the reach.
How does that work exactly?
Well, they're using the same hashtag, maybe the same audio, tagging friends, all that activity signals to the Instagram algorithm, hey, something's happening here, show this to more people.
Ah, okay, so it becomes this kind of self-feeding loop.
Yeah,
Driven by our desire to just join in.
you got it. Which leads nicely into the psychology, right? Why do we jump on board? What's the pull?
Yeah, what does the guide say about that?
It taps into some pretty fundamental human stuff. Our need for connection, for starters. And let's be honest, just plain fun.
Right.
Challenges offer that sense of belonging, You're part of this shared thing. They let you be creative, even in a small way. Sometimes there's a bit of friendly competition.
And the validation, I guess, likes, comments.
Totally. That hit of dopamine from likes, comments, views, plus that feeling of being in the loop. It's all part of that reward system.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Okay, so we get the power, the psychology. Now let's get into the nuts and bolts. What are the common threads in the challenges that really blow up?
The guide breaks this down really well. There are a few key ingredients you see again and again. First off, simplicity.
Keep it simple, stupid, right?
Basically, yeah. The rules need to be crystal clear. Participating should feel easy, achievable for almost anyone. Think about it, the less friction there is to join, the more people will actually do it. No one wants a complicated instruction manual. Exactly. Low barrier to entry. Second is replicability. It needs to be simple, yes, but also leave room for people to add their own flair, their personality.
Ah, so it's not too rigid.
Right. That individual twist keeps it interesting. Then, a huge one. Emotion or entertainment? Does it make you laugh? Feel amazed? Surprised? Maybe nostalgic or inspired?
You definitely see that. Those heartwarming pet ones or the, incredible transformation videos.
Yeah.
Emotion grabs you.
It's a powerful driver. Then there's memorable branding. Often that's a catchy hashtag or a really distinctive sound clip, something that cuts through the noise.
The audio's huge, yeah.
And finally, built-in sharing. The best challenges almost naturally encourage people to tag their friends or show what they made. That fuels the growth we talked about.
The guide mentioned the hashtag slip switch challenge. I remember that one. It was everywhere.
Oh, it's a perfect example. The concept. Super simple visual gag swap clothes or spots when the beat drops in that Drake song.
Yeah, easy to get.
The song was instantly recognizable, the visuals cool, it had that, clever factor. So shareable. And suddenly you had huge celebs like J-Lo doing it alongside everyone else.
It just caught fire. The guide also mentions timing, though. It's not just about a good idea, is it?
Not at all. Timing is critical. The challenges that really take off often connect with something already happening, a cultural moment, a trending song, even just the general mood.
Like a dance challenge using a song that's already blowing up on TikTok or something?
Exactly. You're riding an existing wave. Being aware of what people are already talking about or listening to can give your challenge a massive head start.
Okay, powerful stuff. So ingredients understood. Now the big question, how do we actually make one? Where does the guide say to start?
All right, step 1 is foundational. Identify your purpose and audience. Before anything else, ask, what's the goal here?
Like, what do I want this challenge to do?
Precisely. Build brand awareness, showcase a product, create a community, just have some fun. And, just as important, who are you trying to reach?
Your ideal participant.
Yep. Their interests, demographics. You wouldn't design the same challenge for, say, hardcore gamers as you would for home bakers, right?
Makes sense. The guide mentioned Chipotle's hashtag ChipotleFlip. They knew their Gen Z foodie audience would probably get a kick out of that quirky skill challenge.
Spot on. Okay, step 2. This is the creative part. Design a repeatable, fun, and accessible concept.
It sounds like the tricky bit. Balancing originality with simplicity.
It is. It needs to be engaging, visually interesting, but crucially easy enough for lots of people to imitate and personalize. Minimal props, no complex skills needed ideally.
What kind of questions should you ask yourself here?
The guide suggests things like, can someone figure out how to do this easily? Is it fun to watch? What variations could people come up with?
And that pro tip about using a signature sound or song really stood out, that audio hook.
Oh yeah, that's huge. You can upload your own or pick from Instagram's library. It makes the challenge instantly recognizable and ties it all together.
Okay, concept nailed. Step 3.
Create an eye-catching launch reel. This is your big debut, your pitch.
Got to make a splash. The guide says grab attention fast, like within 2 seconds.
Yep, that scroll-stopping power. Don't just explain the challenge, show it in action. Use clear, punchy on-screen text for instructions.
And film, vertically, high energy.
Absolutely, and a clear call to action is vital. Something like, your turn, show us yours using hashtag #mychallengename. Get them involved. The guide even has a little checklist for this launch reel.
Handy. Okay, step 4 is the branding part. Hashtag and description.
Exactly. Craft a memorable hashtag and description. The hashtag is like the glue holding it all together.
Needs to be short, easy to spell, unique.
Definitely unique. Do a quick search first to make sure it isn't already being used for something totally random. And the description. Keep it short, sweet, tell people how to join, what to tag.
Like the Colgate hashtag #MakeMomSmile example. Simple mission, clear hashtag, huge participation.
That's a great case study. Okay, step 5 is about kickstarting it. Involve influencers and early adopters.
Getting that initial momentum going.
Yeah, strategically seeding it. Reach out to maybe micro-influencers in your niche or even just friends with relevant followings. Introduce the challenge, encourage them, and then amplify their posts by sharing them.
So it's a mix of organic buzz and some targeted outreach.
That's the idea. And don't underestimate smaller, passionate communities. They can be incredibly powerful early adopters. Then, step 6, and this is crucial. Engage, remix, and evolve. It's not fire and forget.
Right, yeah, keep the fire burning. What does that involve?
Actively engaging with participants, like their reels. Leave thoughtful comments, share the best ones to your stories. It's about building that community feel.
Using Instagram's remix feature seems perfect for this too.
Totally. It encourages that side-by-side collaboration, makes it playful. And the guide mentions brands see up to 30% higher engagement when they actively interact. That's significant.
Wow.
And keep it fresh. Spotlight creative takes, maybe suggest new variations. Don't let it get stale.
Okay, solid steps for creation and engagement. But how do we, pour gasoline on the fire, supercharge the reach? The guide mentioned tools and tactics.
Yeah, leveraging Instagram's own features is smart. You can pin your launch reel to the top of your profile so everyone sees it.
Good one.
Use Instagram guides to maybe curate a best-of collection of submissions. That keeps showing people what's possible. Scheduling posts for peak audience times using Insights is smart too.
And collaborative posts, how do they work?
They let you co-author a reel with someone else, like an influencer or a partner. It shows up on both your profiles, instantly expanding the reach to both audiences. Really powerful.
Nice. And thinking beyond Instagram itself, cross-promotion.
Definitely. Share the challenge on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook if it makes sense. Use your Instagram stories constantly. Reminders, shoutouts, teasers, even email newsletters or DMs to your core network.
Like the hashtag DauntRush challenge starting on Twitter and then spreading everywhere.
Exactly. That multi-platform approach can be huge. Finally, you got to know if it's actually working, right? Measuring ROI and performance.
Right. What should we be looking at?
Key metrics in Instagram Insights. Your reach, impressions, engagement, so likes, shares, comments, saves, and especially uses of your hashtag. Are new people joining in? Is your follower count growing?
And then use that data to, what? Adjust?
Precisely. If engagement dips, maybe it's time for a remix prompt or highlighting some really creative entries. If one type of variation is taking off, lean into that. It's about being responsive.
This is super practical. The guide then wraps it all up with a quick 7-step recap, doesn't it?
Yeah, a really handy summary. Brainstorm the idea, know your audience, create the hashtag audio hook, film that energetic intro reel, connect with collaborators early, launch big and consistently, and then foster that community.
And those final do's and don'ts are golden too. Like, do think about accessibility.
Crucial point. Offer alternatives if props are needed, use captions always, make it inclusive.
And the big don't.
Don't overcomplicate it. Simple actions travel fastest. If it takes more than, say, 20 seconds to explain, it's probably too complex. Simplify, simplify.
Other things. Do encourage creativity. Don't just launch and vanish. Keep promoting and do keep analyzing and evolving.
All spot on. It's an ongoing process if you want sustained success.
Okay, so let's try and distill this. The core principles from this deep dive seem to be truly understand your audience, keep the concept simple but engaging, brand it well with a hashtag and sound, launch strategically and promote consistently, and then really nurture the community that builds around it.
That's a perfect summary. And it makes you think. These ideas about virality, engagement, simplicity, community, they aren't just about Instagram reels, are they?
That's interesting. What do you mean?
Well, think about applying these principles elsewhere. In your job, maybe a hobby project, anywhere you want to get people's attention and encourage them to participate or adopt an idea.
That's a provocative thought. Like taking the core idea of a simple shareable action and applying it outside of social media.
Yeah.
Or maybe using these principles to launch an initiative at work.
Exactly. What small, simple thing could you potentially spark just by thinking about these elements of accessibility, fun, and short experience?
That's definitely something to chew on. So as we wrap up, maybe take a second to think about what part of this resonated most with you listening. Did it spark any ideas, even small ones?
Yeah, perhaps it's got you brainstorming already. We definitely encourage you to keep exploring these ideas around social trends and what makes people engage. It's a fascinating space.